There are many profound stories in different sacred books and scriptures that if we translate them literally, it seems odd, weird, and very exaggerated, and the mind would not accept it. Even for some, they would sound totally foolish, and there is nothing useful and practical to our lives. So why someone would care what happened to someone else thousands of years ago, if there is no benefit for us right now? Meanwhile, I want to mention that these stories are not just a source of inspiration. They have a hidden psychological and inner meaning. Mostly the characters are symbolization of different aspects of our mind and attitudes, and these characters only represent different levels of consciousness within us. If we read and understand them in this way, there are very easy and simple formulas and secrets which give us the power to make our lives the way we want them. And if we persistently practice them, not only we realize our dreams, but one day we will be fully awakened to fulfill the real purpose of being a human. We all heard the story of Abel and Cain, the two brothers. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and in his offerings, but unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect. If we search the scriptures, we will become aware of a far deeper meaning in the above quotation than that which a literal reading would give us. The Lord is none other than your own consciousness. Say unto the children of Israel, I am have sent me unto you. I am is the self-definition of the Lord. Cain and Abel can be only personifications of two distinct functions of your own consciousness. The prophet or the author is really concerned to show the two contrary states of the human soul, and he has used two brothers to show these states. The two brothers represent two distinct outlooks on the world possessed by everyone. One is the limited perception of the senses, and the other is an imaginative view of the world. Cain, the first view, is a passive surrender to appearances and an acceptance of life on the basis of the world without, a view which inevitably leads to unsatisfied longing or a contentment with disillusion. Abel, the second view, is a vision of fulfilled desire, lifting man above the evidence of the senses to that state of relief where he no longer pines with desire. Ignorance of the second view is a soul on fire. Knowledge of the second view is the wing whereby it flies to the heaven of fulfilled desire. Come, eat my bread and drink of the wind that I have mingled, forsake the foolish and live. The writer tells us that Abel's offering was faith, and states the author, without faith it is impossible to please him. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the Word of God. Cain offers the evidence of the senses which consciousness, the Lord, rejects, because acceptance of this gift as a mold of the future would mean the fixation and perpetuation of the present state forever. The sick would be sick, the poor would be poor, the thief would be a thief, the murderer, and so on, without hope of redemption. The Lord, or consciousness, has no respect for such passive use of imagination, which is the gift of Cain. He delights in the gift of Abel, the active, voluntary, loving exercise of the imagination on behalf of man for himself and others. Let the weak man say, I am strong. Let man disregard appearances and declare himself to be the man he wants to be. Let him imagine beauty where his senses reveal ashes, joy where they testify to mourning, riches where they bear witness to poverty. Only by such active, voluntary use of imagination can man be lifted up and Eden restored. The ideal is always waiting to be incarnated, but unless we ourselves offer the ideal to the Lord, our consciousness, by assuming that we are already that which we seek to embody, it is incapable of birth. The Lord needs His daily lamb of faith to mold the world in harmony with our dreams. By faith Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain. Faith sacrifices the apparent fact for the unapparent truth. Faith holds fast to the fundamental truth that through the medium of an assumption, invisible states become visible facts. As St. Augustine said, "For what is faith unless it is to believe what you do not see?" Luck. Coincidence. Shouts Cain. Cain shouts, "It is luck, it is coincidence." But Abel knows that these are names given by those who have no faith, to the works of faith. We walk by faith, not by sight. When reason and the facts of life oppose the idea you desire to realize and you accept the evidence of your senses and the dictates of reason as the truth, you have brought the Lord, your consciousness, the gift of Cain. It is obvious that such offerings do not please him. Life on earth is a training ground for image making. If you use only the molds which your senses dictate, there will be no change in your life. You are here to live the more abundant life, so you must use the invisible molds of imagination and make results and accomplishments the crucial test of your power to create. Only as you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and continue therein are you offering the gift that pleases. When Abel's gift is my attire, then I will realize my desire. The prophet Malachi complains that man has robbed God. But you say, "Wherein have we robbed you?" In tithes and offerings. Facts based upon reason and the evidence of the senses which oppose the idea seeking expression rob you of the belief in the reality of the invisible state. But faith is the evidence of things not seen, and through faith, God called those things which be not, as though they were. Call the thing not seen means, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. And as God promised, He will open the windows of heaven, and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dream, and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. It is our wish and our blessing that things you never thought possible will happen to you. To support us, please subscribe the channel, Rumi Sufi Mystic, and press the like button.